What is continuing to drive these prices?
Good morning, Paul. It's another simple equation of supply versus demand. Migration is up here in Australia. There's a really hot rental market here. It's less than 1% vacancy. There's just not a lot of properties for sale either. That was throughout the month of September. So nationally, prices were up around 1%. The southern city of Adelaide drew the most gains, up 1.7% for the month. Those figures were slightly softer than in August, but still we are seeing this really strong price growth, which is continuing to add concerns around the economy and, of course, around the pressures of inflation as well, Paul.
What's the outlook? When can we expect prices to cool a little bit?
Sherry, we really don't know at the moment. There are some projections that prices have still got some way to rise. Some of the consulting firms have been putting out some figures looking at price rises going forward. And it's certainly, if you're trying to get into the market, not looking good on that front. Of course, for investors, that is good if those asset prices continue to rise. The concern has been generally, though, that if people feel that they're sitting on more wealth, then they may be more likely to continue to spend, which could then fuel inflation even further. Inflation here in Australia is still sitting well above the target 2 to 3% range set by the central bank. So there are concerns going forward, really, as migration here continues to surge, that there really is no end in sight. Prices will remain strong, and the flow-on effects from that remain as well, that being the really tight rental market and, of course, people trying to break in to buy their own properties here. The other factor, of course, is with the economy here is a lot of people are on these floating rate or variable mortgages and will be shifting from fixed to variable in the next few months, and that is going to put a lot of pressure on household budgets as well.
And we do, of course, have a Reserve Bank of Australia decision in a little over 24 hours' time. In fact, it's Michelle Bullock's first in charge as governor. What are we expecting?
That's right, Paul. Michelle Bullock, of course, now the governor of the central bank here in Australia. It is widely expected that interest rates will stay paused here at 4.1%. That is widely tipped to happen tomorrow. We're in a very data-driven environment at the moment as Governor Bullock looks at all the pieces of information coming through to put together that puzzle of what to do going forward from here. We know we've got weaker retail sales. There's been some softer data come through on job vacancies as well. So all of these things are feeding in to colour the picture for Michelle Bullock as she presides over her first policy meeting as governor tomorrow.